Hello, I'm Rachel, and I'm here with my favorite chickie and sister-in-law, Alanna.
Hello.
What's up? How are you?
Good, how are you?
Oh, so great. So we're gonna talk about books today.
Okay.
February is over, pretty much.
Yeah.
How many books have you read this month?
6.
6. How many books have I read this month?
I have to pull up my Goodreads.
I've read 6, minus the fact that 5 of them were only an hour long. So I've really only read 1. Technically, I feel.
Hold on, I'm pulling up my Goodreads.
Yeah.
Okay. I have read 6.
6. Okay. All right. Do you want to recap which ones you've read first?
Sure.
Okay.
Okay, so I started the month with, since it's February, I really wanted to read love book. Cute little romance books.
Yeah.
It didn't end really that way. So I started with Don't Be in Love by Liana Kinkade-Sinsati. I'm really sorry. I don't know how to say her last name.
Okay.
I was kind of encouraged to read this book by TikTok, like Persuaded, if you may.
What is it called?
Don't Be in Love.
I've never seen a TikTok on this book.
I'll have to send it to you.
Yeah.
I love London. I love the UK. I just really do. We went there. I don't know if it's like magical, like
because it was your honeymoon.
It was my honeymoon, but like I would like to live there.
Yeah.
And so I love books about that. But
I know you do.
Yeah, this book just took place in London, and it was just like a love story between this girl and this guy, and it was all right. I gave it 3 out of 5 stars. And then next I read Once Upon a Broken Heart by Stephanie Garber. And I guess I didn't realize that it was a YA book, which is fine. But the one I read prior to that was YA, and I had just gotten done with Onyx Storm.
You know, for wanting some lovey Valentine's Day books, YA really doesn't have the spice of.
Okay, but look at this cover. Tell me it isn't cute. It is Valentine's Day coded.
Cute.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I just was like, my vibe was just like pink.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so then I did, I finished up that series.
Yep.
And so the first book I rated at 3 stars. The second book was so good. I rated it 5 out of 5. At the ending, I was like this, because it's like a fairy tale. So then at the ending, they're like, it goes the end, and then it goes, just kidding, you think that's how this is gonna end, and then it gives you a whole 5 other chapters, and it was devastating. And then the third book I rated 4 out of 5. It was all right. It was all right. And then I read a short one because I was like, well, I do want to read something Valentine's Day, so I pre-ordered an Abby Jimenez book called like Fall in Love or Don't Fall in Love, but she's releasing in March 1st. Which is weird because it's a Valentine's book. It's about, yeah. So then I just ended up reading Love in the Time of Conversation Hearts by Ali Samberts and Hannah Bird. And it was like 110 pages. It was a quick read.
Yeah.
So I rated that 4 out of 5 stars. It actually has a high rating. It's like 4.07 on Goodreads.
That is actually
it is. It was actually it was good. It was cute. And it reminded me of The Hating Game. It's about 2 coworkers that don't really like each other. And so it was just cute, like enemies to lovers. Yeah. And then I ended my month with Crescent City, the first book.
We will discuss in length.
Yes, I didn't know that I was gonna actually finish this book in February.
I know, I didn't actually think you were going to.
But I got to the point
of no return.
Yeah, like I had to. Yeah. So, anyways, what'd you read?
Yeah. I read,
which I rated 4 out of 5.
I finally finished Quicksilver, and that was a 5 out of 5 for me. I absolutely love Kingfisher.
Love Kingfisher.
You were kind of annoyed by Sarah's. I loved Sarah's. I don't know, 5 out of 5. It was an interesting story for me. Love all things fantasy, so it was great.
Yep.
Then I read 5 out of the 6 Improbable Meet Cute books, which is basically Amazon reaches out to a bunch of authors and asks if they want to write these like little short stories that only take an hour to read. And I read 5 of them.
Yeah.
In like 2 days. So the first one was The Exception to the Rule, which is by Christina Lauren. 5 out of 5. It was like the first half of the book is like these 2 people sending emails back to each other.
Yeah.
It was very November 9th like they only email each other on Valentine's Day because they ended up emailing each other on Valentine's Day by accident, like the first time.
Sure.
And then year after year, they just keep emailing each other on Valentine's Day.
Yeah.
But it was very cute. I loved it.
That is cute.
And then the second one is Worst Wingman Ever by Abby Jimenez.
Yeah.
5 out of 5 as well.
I love Abby Jimenez.
It was so good.
Yeah.
It was very cute. The third one is Rosie and the Dreamboat by Sally Thorne. Sally Thorne wrote The Hating Game.
Yes.
Correct?
Yeah.
Right?
Her name sounds
I'm pretty sure she wrote The Hating Game. It was so cute. It's about a firefighter, and I loved it. Rated 4 out of 5 stars. Like, I feel like I've read quite a few of these like collection of Amazon books, and I never really rate many of them above 3 because but like these ones were so good. The first 3 were definitely my favorite. And then the fourth one was Drop, Cover, and Hold On by Jasmine Guillory. I rated that 3 out of 5. It was fine. Like, it was good. It was cute. And then the fifth one was With Any Luck by Ashley Poston.
Okay.
She wrote like the 7-Year Slip, which I've yet to read, or
I've heard mixed reviews on that one. Yeah.
But I rated that one 3 out of 5 stars. It was cute. That one was like, like, have you read any of the books or seen the movies where they're like, everyone I kiss then finds their like true love?
Yeah.
That's what it was.
Yeah.
Basically.
All right.
And that's what I read. And I haven't finished the 6th one yet, but I'm on it.
Well, those sound like good ones.
Yeah, they were actually good ones. The first 3, by far the best.
February is such a quick month, and you're coming off like the holidays and you're in like a slump. So I just feel like it's nice to read like quick, cute books like that too.
Yeah.
So.
Well, also, it was about 2 days ago, and I had only read Quicksilver for the whole month. And so I said, this is a great way to basically only in the time that I would read one book, read 6 books.
Sure. Yeah. No, it's great.
Yeah. Crescent City.
Okay.
Let's discuss your initial thoughts on the characters of Crescent City.
So I've read Throne of Glass and A Quarter Thorns and Roses.
Yeah.
And so Crescent City was my last one to read, last series to go through by hers. Mm-hmm. Right? Because that's not all she. Yeah. But that just the 3 main series pretty much. Yep. So I was hesitant on starting it just because they're such beasts.
So different as well.
It's there's phones and guns
and like it's in a city.
FaceTiming pretty much.
As we discussed, ACOTAR and Throne of Glass were originally all written as YA.
Yeah. Like except for Silver Flames. Yeah. And the last
Crescent
3
City was always written as adult. Mm-hmm. And supposedly she has a different editor than she ever had when writing the other ones.
Sure.
But I think it's just the YA versus adult is what makes them so different.
Yeah.
YA and adult fantasies just read different, I feel.
No, I totally agree because Once Upon a Broken Heart was YA. And that, like I said, I came off of Onyx Storm and Iron Flame and went straight into like Once Upon a Broken Heart. And it was, I mean,
they just read different.
We didn't even get a kiss until the 3rd book. So I'm like,
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So like, yeah. Okay. Thoughts on Bryce?
I really like Bryce. I have to say that this book was really hard to get into. It was hard.
Even when I read it and I had already read ACOTAR, I had a hard time. I reread the first few chapters several times before I like continued and finished.
And I kind of I'm fairly new to the fantasy world.
Yeah.
Like I just started in May. Mm-hmm. Which now has been a while, but
if you look at any TikToks, everyone drags on Crescent City. Like,
yeah,
I feel like
I've been trying not. I don't have any on my feed. I've been trying not to look.
Again, it took me a couple times to like actually like start it and read it. But Crescent City is one of my I love that series. Like even over her other ones, like the characters in it, and maybe it's just because I have the biggest soft spot in my heart for Hunt. That like, I think it's just as good. I know that's a hot take.
Yeah, it's a hot take.
But like it's so good. And the second one is so good. And like I'm sorry, like if you don't read them, you're like missing out.
Yeah.
In my opinion.
I know. I have only read the first one, so I can't say what one I like more, but I think it'll still be Throne of Glass. Not a day that goes by where I don't think of Throne of Glass.
No, when you reread Throne of Glass, I did have a reappreciation of Throne of Glass.
Like, I was driving in the car by myself and I was thinking about a scene that happened and I started crying and called Rachel.
So to be fair, I listened to Throne of Glass.
Yeah.
Whilst working.
Yeah.
And I just listened to them as like I had no real interest in reading them. Like I never thought like I'd read the series, to be perfectly honest.
Interesting.
And so I just kind of started listening to them.
For someone that peer pressured me to read the series, she had no interest in them. She's like, read them.
No. When I started listening to them.
Got it.
I was just listening to them to like fill longer periods of time at work.
Got it.
And then we got to the last books and I was like, oh my God.
It is seriously a life-changing series. And even if you don't like fantasy, I recommend it to everyone. And I, like a lot of my clients at work that I have, we talk about books, and that is a series I always recommend. I'm like, I know it might seem silly, like if you haven't even read fantasy, but it is like seriously one of the best series I've ever read in my whole life.
Yeah, if you don't read fantasy, like you might not like it. Like you might not get past
it's so
the first book. And like you really get into the heat of things. And what is it, Queen of Shadows?
Yeah.
Is that what's right before Tower of Dawn?
No, that's Empire of Storms. Queen of Shadows is the third.
Yeah, you really don't get into the thick of it until Empire.
Okay, so I read the first. We're getting really off track. I read the first one and it was good, and I understood what was going on, and it's like kings and queens and an assassin. And then I read the second one and it was still
Dorian, Kale, and Selena.
Like the assassin and the kings and queens. And I was like, is this what the whole, it's 8 books. I'm like, is this what the whole 8 books is going to be about? Is like this assassin and her adventures. And I'm like, this is interesting. And then the end of the second book, the last sentence of the whole book, I finished that book at 3 a.m. and I pulled an all-nighter and started this third book.
Oh my God.
I love this series. Love. I will always think about it.
Okay. But back to Crescent.
Yeah, sorry.
Oh, we have Bryce. We have Hunt.
Yeah.
And then we have Randanon, Princess of Alabama.
Yes.
I just love the characters in this like so much, and you get to meet more of the characters in the second book.
Yeah.
Like Ethan Holstrom and Therian.
Yeah.
Ketos.
I liked Crescent City. I really like Bryce. I have to say, I think I texted you, and I have a coworker that read Crescent City as well, but she's only read the first book as well. So I told both of you that I felt like Bryce and Nesta Archin, Pharaoh's sister.
Yeah.
From A Court of Thorns and Roses. Yeah. Are the same people. They literally are the same people. They both needed healing, and they both were alcoholics, like party girls, like sleeping with random people, and then they both like are in love with these winged men.
Yeah.
So I just feel like they're kind of the same, but I haven't finished the series, and I know a lot can change. She does that with her books.
A lot can change.
Yeah, but right now, I enjoyed the book. I really like Bryce Quinlan. I think she's super cool.
No, I really like her a lot.
But Hunt, Nesta is my favorite character as well. So
yeah, Hunt is one of my favorite characters, and I don't know why.
Rowan Whitethorn is my favorite in this mass world.
Hunt, I don't know.
I like him. He's sweet.
He is so
He's
sweet.
been through a lot.
He's been through a ton.
Yeah.
And then we have Rune, which is he's just that guy. Like he's just him and his friends, Declan and Finn.
Yeah.
They're so great.
I really like Rune. I'm excited to learn more about him.
Here's the deal. I don't like Rune when I see pictures of him.
No.
I like the Rune that like is just on the book.
Okay, so I saw a picture of Rune before I started the book. So I kind of knew like what he was going to be, what he would look like. But then in the books when they describe him, he has like these face piercings because it is more of a modern world.
Yeah.
And he like always is toying with the slip ring and he's kind of more like rugged and I would say like more hard. But then like the pictures that they post of him, he's really
such a pretty
soft
boy.
and feminine looking.
Yeah.
And I don't know, like it's fan art and it's AI, but it's
that's true.
Yeah, but compared to the rest of the Sarah J. Maas boys, like
he's rugged. He's different.
Yeah, he's a lot prettier than the rest of them. Like pretty.
Similar to Reese and Dorian.
Yeah, they both have the same color eyes
and hair.
Yeah. I haven't thought too much about it. I can't wrap my brain around all of that yet. So
yeah,
I need to finish the series and then we can kind of deep dive into the connections of the worlds.
No, like you need to finish the series.
Yeah.
And like I think you should start the second book. And let me just tell you, when you finish the second book, you will want to start the third one right away.
Yeah. No,
I actually have no doubt.
Yeah, I'm really excited to dive into those. So that's gonna be March 1st that Abby Jimenez short story comes out. So I'll read that.
So read that, and then I need you to just jump into the second.
I know I'm gonna read the second and third. I'm hoping I can read those in March.
Yeah,
but we'll see. I really liked Therian, the merman.
Yeah.
He's funny.
So
he's
the joke, which I don't really think gives anything away because I've told you a million times, Ethan Holstrom and Therian Ketos literally share a brain cell. Like they're so dumb. Like you get their POVs. I don't know if it starts in the second book or if it's in the third book.
Sure.
But they are so dumb.
Which is so funny because the ending of, I remember you telling me that you thought that Ethan was like kind of stupid, and the end of the end of the first book, but I guess he doesn't really, he's a warrior, I guess. So
he also plays Sunball, in case you didn't know.
That's what I said. Is he concussed or what? Like, I don't know.
I just can't wait for you to get more Ethan and Therian content, and then by the third book I need you to tell me if you think they are dumb or not.
I haven't finished the series, but my initial thought, like something that I really wanted, I texted you this last night. Because I literally just finished it last night.
Mm-hmm.
I really want like a Rune book. Like I want a book that's solely like a Rune and a female and like their point of views, because I just feel like he seems like such a side character and he's really not.
Well, you will get his POV.
Yeah, but like Cassian and Nesta got their own books. Like I really,
Rune's not going to get his own book.
Nobody's know. I just like
because really they're all intertwined. You get a lot more of him.
Listen, Kale Westfall got his own book. It's not a lot to ask.
Listen, so they are all so intertwined in the series, and you get like his perspective actually quite a bit.
Sure,
because he is going to become like a main character. So going forward, the main characters are Bryce, Hunt, Rune, Therian, and Ethan.
Okay, I'm looking forward to it. I'm excited.
And so you get all of them. And let me tell you, in the third book, every time I had to go back to Ethan Holstrom, I wanted to die. Why are we going back to him? I don't care.
Yeah.
You'll see. You'll get there. And I can't wait to hear your opinion.
That's how I felt about it in Throne of Glass when it was the third book when we were reading about witches. I'm like, what the hell do these witches have to do with anything?
Okay, so that's on your TBR. Anything else on your TBR besides the Abby Jimenez short story and the remaining 2 Crescent Cities?
Right now, not really. I have, is it Christina Lauren? These books that I want to read. Let me pull up my Goodreads. The ones we saw on Target the other day.
Oh, yes.
I have to pull up
I want to read The Crash. Like that is a big one on mine. It's only 3.78 on Goodreads, but I like Frida McFadden, and I feel like you either do or don't like her, and that kind of determines books. Also, Sunrise on the Reaping, the another Hunger Games prequel comes out soon. I don't know how it already has 4.61.
Because people do pre-reviews, and I think some people get the books before everyone else.
I don't. I think you can review anything that's put on Goodreads, and you can write whatever you want and give it a star.
Sure. That's fair.
But anyways, I'm excited for that. I believe it's Hamish's Games.
Yep. The 50th.
The 50. Yeah.
The 50th.
The 50th, where they have double the
boys and 2 girls. Yeah.
Yeah. Which will be good. Emily Henry's coming out with Great Big Beautiful Life.
And Abby Jimenez is coming out with.
Say You'll Remember Me.
And then there was one more that I really.
The third Accomplice to the Villain comes out, so I still need to read the second Assistant to the Villain or Apprentice of the Villain.
Did you ever read the Carly Fortune books? Like Every Summer After.
No.
She's coming out with the other brothers book, One Golden Summer. That's on my TBR.
Also, I want to read The God of the Woods.
Yeah.
That is on my list.
Yep. I am hopefully starting.
We actually have not read The Assassin's Blade.
No, we haven't read this stuff. I can't get myself through. Now that I've gone through the series, I feel like I don't need to open my heart back up.
Okay, do you want to know the saddest TikTok I saw?
It's about the lavender soap.
No, it's not.
Okay.
It's about how the fact that when Aelin was with Maeve.
Wait, are we going to spoil?
Okay, spoiler! When Aelin was with Maeve, when Maeve had her captured, they would remake her skin. So there's not a single piece
You
of
sent
skin,
this to me, that he hasn't touched. Yeah.
It's so sad.
Honestly, though, she needed a little, and Sarah has done that in her last couple books too, in her series, because that's what they did with Bryce at the end. This is a spoiler as well. This is what they did at the end of Crescent City. They had Bryce delete, because she kept going back, and she had all these scars, and she kept going back to reading her thread of messages, and so she deleted those messages. And I honestly think it was really good for Aelin to just start I do. She needed to start over. She carried a lot of weight at her young age. Mm-hmm. She had a whole life ahead of her that she needed to conquer. I want to read. I've never read. I know this is also YA, and I think I'm going to get through them super quick, but I want to read the Percy Jackson books.
I do too. But I also want to read One Dark Window, which is rated pretty highly, and I've seen all over TikTok.
Yeah.
And it's on Kindle Unlimited.
Sure.
And When the Moon Hatched.
Okay.
I also want to read is The Serpent and the
Yes, you do want to read those.
One,
yeah.
Which is also on Kindle Unlimited.
Sure.
So I just have a couple of those I really want to read. I am just really looking for some more fantasy. I just wish fantasy was not so long.
It's really long, and it's hard to reach your book quota.
If they were the same length as romance novels, and you just split them up a few times, if there was just one in a series, I would love it so much.
Yeah.
It's hard to read fantasy. They're so long.
So what is your goal for 2025?
Let me look.
Mine is 60, and I read 67 last year, but my goal was 50. So then I just said, let me do 60 for this year.
My goal is 40. I am only 3 books ahead of schedule. And when I tell you 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of the 9 books were hour-long books. So that's a real problem. It took me over a month to finish Quicksilver. And it's only because I was sick on the plane ride back that I didn't read it at all. Otherwise, I would have finished it earlier.
Yeah.
But my goal for last year was 24, and I read 42. The problem that I'm running into is last year I worked and I was at a desk and I'd have my headphones on for 8 hours a day.
You can't be telling people this because now you don't work and you're trying to say you can't finish a book. You can't tell this. Do not admit this out loud.
No. And I sat at my desk for 8 hours a day. So I was able to listen to a book for 8 hours a day.
Yeah.
So I'd literally finish a fantasy book in a week. It's not the same. I don't have 8 hours a day to sit and read.
She does.
I don't, actually. At home, there's so many other things I could be doing. I could be on my computer. I could watch TV. I clean. I, can literally do nothing. At work, the only thing I can do is stick my headphones on and listen when I don't want to work.
I have nothing to say to you. I work full time and I read my fantasy books in a week.
That is because you have a problem. You are obsessive reader. I am not an obsessive reader. I don't need to finish books. If I start a book and don't finish it, it doesn't bother me.
Yeah, I started to finish my books.
The first chapter of Onyx Storm, and I put it down, and I have no desire to pick it back up.
Okay, you want to know a book that I read in 2024 that I see all over TikTok and people loved? Is The Wedding People.
I didn't know that.
Okay, so is it the Good Morning? It's Jenna Bush's maybe book club. So she had that on her book club, and so I was kind of following her books for a while because a couple of them I really liked. But then I read The Wedding People, and I hated that book. And right from the start, I couldn't.
Celebrity book club books are not good.
Yeah, I like could not get. I cannot not finish a book. So this is what you're talking about.
Yeah.
So I finished that book, but it was really painful. And then I just recently, everyone was loving this book. Like book clubs were doing it, and book clubs were loving it. I'm like, are you guys boring? Because then I saw a TikTok, and it was like me talking about my favorite book, and everyone else hated it, and it was The Wedding People, and I have never felt so validated before.
Yeah.
I thought something was wrong with me. I literally hated that book.
Interesting. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't finish Iron Flame for over a year.
Yeah, I know.
So,
and
like,
people love that book.
I have no problem not finishing books I don't like.
Yeah.
But, like, I also need to finish them so I can hate.
You need to finish Magnolia Park's universe.
Okay, no. Reading that second book with all those footnotes, like, you just skip the footnotes. Like,
I have skipped the footnotes. They're not that important.
Yeah. I just don't like the way that author writes her sentence.
But it's only Daisy hates. Oh, it's only the Daisy hates quotes.
I did not like the way she structured her sentences. It's just, it wasn't like fluidly readable to me.
That's interesting.
Yeah. But no, like I also need to finish because I need proper ground to stand on to hate. And that is where I felt with Iron Flame, was I needed to finish it so I could stand my ground on hating it.
Okay, so like a month ago, we went out to eat, and the four of us, Rachel, Daniel, Ethan, and I called Rachel and I said, what time do you want to go eat? And she goes, I don't care. I woke up today and I decided I'm not making any decisions. So you're going to have to pick. And I was like, holy, I said, what's wrong? I said, are you grumpy? And she goes, I don't know why everyone keeps asking me that. Daniel asked me that too. And I'm like,
no. I said, Daniel's already asked me questions today to make decisions. And I said, no, you can do it. You need me to pick out your outfit? No, you can pick out your own outfit. I'm not making decisions today. And then you called me, you're like, what time do you want to go to dinner? I said, you pick.
Because it's courtesy to ask someone else what time works best for their schedule.
Said, doesn't matter to me. You pick. But then
I said,
double down and go, no, you pick. And I said, no, I'm not.
I said, so then I texted her, I said, do you want to go between like 6 or 7? And she, said, 6 or 8 or something like that. She said, you pick. I'm not picking. I was like, okay. So then I just picked. And then we get to the restaurant, and she's just like kind of having this snarky little, she was doubling down on her attitude. So I was like, Rachel, I know better than 5-year-olds.
No, I sent
if we're in a mood, we're in a mood.
That I said, I fear this is me, and I know it's
me.
And it must have been Daniel who did that morning, where it's like, why are you so quiet? And it's like, well, 5 minutes ago, you said something I don't agree with, or that made me mad, and now you've lost personality privileges.
Yeah,
that's me.
That's Rachel. And so I had asked her, because it was the beginning of the month, so I had asked her, I'm like, did you do your book review on TikTok? And she's like, yes, and you're the only one at this table that hasn't liked it. Everyone else has liked it. I'm like, oh my God, I'm so
my
sorry.
Brother, my number one fan. So like her TikTok right away.
So then I pull her TikTok up and I'm watching, and the first one was, she's got this attitude even in her book review. She goes, Violet Sorrengal is the most unsufferable female main character.
Insufferable.
I'm like, I cannot. I was like, oh yeah. She's having a day.
5 stars.
Yeah, she was like 2 out of 5. She if Rachel's in a mood, she doubles down. But I do get the same. And Ethan cannot stand if one of us are in a mood, because Rachel and I will kind of mirror each other. And so like if Rachel's in a mood, then I'll get like this attitude-y mood back towards her, and then vice versa. And then Ethan's like, you guys are so goofy, you guys are whack jobs.
But does that cover all books? Should we move on to TV?
Yes, we should move on to TV.
We've been talking about books. 30 minutes.
Yeah. TV
Let's
won't be that long. Yeah.
Okay. I must share this information I have about 90 Day Fiancé. About Gino and Jasmine.
Oh, okay.
Have you heard?
No.
Okay. So Gino and Jasmine, which like you and Ethan know, because Gino's the one that wears a hat.
Yes.
So they are on 90 Day Last Resort. Gino like will not have sex with her, like at all. Will not kiss her, will not touch her. Like,
does he have an STD?
No. Jasmine wants an open marriage now. She
go queen.
Wants someone who will have sex with her. And she
rightfully so. So
she already has someone in mind.
Oh.
It's someone she goes to the gym with and talks to, and like literally called on this series. Like they called and they video called him.
Shut up.
And Alanna. She is pregnant with his child.
What'd Gino say?
I don't know. Rumor is that all throughout Last Resort, they were not together, that they were already split up. And during all the like...
They're good TV though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like 90 Day Fiancé like announced it on their thing that she was pregnant
Messy.
with this guy that like had appeared in the show like through FaceTime.
I don't have anything bad to say.
Gino has like another girlfriend already. But yeah, truly wild. And I cannot wait for the tell-all because apparently someone had overheard Gino talking at a restaurant and said that the tell-all is kind of wild. Like people like were yelling and screaming, and
everyone's always yelling and screaming.
I know, but I think this is gonna be so great because Jasmine's gonna be pregnant on it with this other man's child.
He'll be there then? The other man, yeah. Okay, so I actually have to say something funny just because I watched it this morning as I was getting ready. I'm watching The Kardashians. It's just something I watch as I'm getting ready on Thursday mornings before work or whatever. And so I watched the episode this morning and they made a really funny comment. So Daniel had recently talked about how like there's always like a group chat without you. Like there's always, and you're always not in a group. I can't remember his verbiage, but
like if you're in a group of friends, know that there's a group chat without you.
So they talked about that in the Kardashians this morning. So it was Khloe and Kendall and they were together, and Kendall was like, blah blah blah, you guys did something without me. Why didn't you guys tell me that you guys did something without me? And Khloe goes, you're in the group message. And Kendall's like, I have you guys silenced. This group message is toxic. I don't like. And then anyways, so then they all were doing like their separate like interviews, you know, or whatever. And they all were talking about how they have a group message that says not Courtney. Courtney's not in it. And there's a not Khloe. And so Khloe goes, yeah, I hope there is a group message that I'm not in because I can't even remember what she said. It was so funny. And she goes, I feel like it's so normal and healthy to talk about other people. And she goes,
like it maybe is not.
I don't know.
I think it's normal. It's not healthy.
Yeah. They're just funny. And so she was like, I hope there is a group message without me in it. And she goes, because it'd be really boring if there wasn't. And I thought it was really funny. But I thought it was funny because we have a couple family group messages. We have like the big one. We have one without parents.
Yeah. Do you have one without me?
No. But like we have one with just me, you and your mom. There's one with your parents. There's like your mom has like, I'm sure she has ones with just you and Daniel. There's ones with like just me, her, and Ethan. Yeah. It's like odd. Like we could all communicate through this one group message.
This one, but like sometimes it doesn't pertain to everybody.
No, but who cares? Otherwise, it just gets confusing. There's too many.
I don't think it gets confusing.
Okay.
But I get what you're saying.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
So my favorite group message we have is the one with the four of us.
The MVP.
Yes, MVP.
And Alanna is the one who forgets to use it most of the time and sends it to the family group.
So I'll say delete it. I'll say some really like out of pocket things or things that don't pertain.
When you're like sending something.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I know it's not supposed to be in that chat, and I know it's supposed to be in the MVP.
So no one replies.
And then you go back later and it's deleted.
But then like I'll see their mom later on and she'll be like, I tried to see what you were saying, but then it was gone. And I'm like, good.
You sound like an old lady.
That's what she said. That's what she said.
Oh my goodness. But yeah.
Yeah.
It's just that. Okay. But White Lotus, there's been what? 2 episodes?
2 episodes.
2 episodes. Initial thoughts. Kids are freaky.
I really love this season. I like this season a lot.
The theme song is growing on me. I
never had a problem with it.
I know. Like at first I was like, oh,
yeah,
it's different.
Yeah.
And then I was like, I kind of like this. And then we even got like a nod to the actual theme song in this episode, the most recent one.
Yeah.
Played.
People were really upset about it on TikTok.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I think it's
not a big deal.
But the siblings are freaky.
The siblings are weird.
Like, I don't know which ones of them have weirder relationships than the other.
No, they all are just weird. Like, you can't even put one ahead of the other or say one's more normal because none of it is normal.
No, none of it. Like, not even slightly.
No, not even slightly. Because I would never talk or look or act like that towards my brother ever. That's disgusting.
No, I think the biggest thing was when that brother was like, you can't sleep in the same room as him. And then he literally runs over and, like, picks her up and hugs her.
Yeah.
Like, after he just got through saying how inappropriate it was for siblings past a certain age to sleep in the same room.
I know.
Like, I was like, what the hell is going on?
My favorite trio is the group of friends. Yes. And I love them because everyone knows what it feels like to be in a group of 3 friends. A group of 3 friends is tough.
The second, like, you're not there, it's the same thing like with group chats. You're not there. They're probably saying something about you because when you're sitting with someone who's not there, like, that's what you chat about. And it's like, it just happens.
I really love them and I'm excited to see what happens with them.
Yes.
Yeah. And so the last episode was when they had gotten their, like, body mass or whatever figured out, and he had told them, you're like a 26-year-old or something like that. And he had told both of them. And the girl from Austin goes, well, he didn't tell me that. Like, crying. And she goes, oh, it's okay. I'm sure it's just because the food is so fatty in Austin. She goes, no, I eat, like, really good. And then she would not stop talking about beans.
Like, I didn't used to like them, but, like, I grew accustomed to them.
She goes, I just forced myself to like beans, and now I love beans. And she would not stop talking about beans. That group of friends, I really like them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The parents, so the one that is, like, clearly a part of fraud, and then the mom who's on drugs, for sure.
Love her. She's a queen. I really love her.
So the rumors are that, like, she might have turned him in.
Yeah.
And, like, always planned on staying in Thailand because she learned, when she
ordered room service.
Yeah, she ordered room service and, like, spoke fluently.
She did.
Like, she knew what she was doing.
Because she's so out of it and loopy and slurry, and then all of a sudden she was speaking fluent. Yeah.
Is she, like, not actually on drugs and she's just appearing dumb to her husband?
No. I bet no. Because she had been talking about how, I think that she was taking, like, Ativan or whatever. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah. But she, like, I don't know. I really like her.
I do too. And then there's that other couple, the one who's, like, clearly trying to murder the owner's, like, husband.
I love her.
And then his girlfriend.
What's her name?
I don't remember, but I really like her.
Yeah, I really like her too. She's so funny. Actually, I can't even say she's not innocent because just like that, things would go. But I like her.
Yeah, and then
she seems innocent.
Thus
far.
There's Greg and his girlfriend that, like,
live on the top of the hill. Yeah.
And then there's what's her name from the first season?
Belinda.
Belinda, who spawns Greg.
Yep.
And then the next episode is
her son is fine. I'm excited for when he pops up. Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot going on and I don't know what's happening. Do you think Mook, is it Mook or Mook? Mook is a part of the robbery. Do you think she knew? Because that is also a theory going around. Because that one guy definitely distracted him, like, for sure.
No, I like the theory. I feel like I need to see more. Like, I need to see the follow-up episode, like this next episode, to kind of see where we're going with that. Because I kind of also feel like it could be like Greg and that girl. Like, that girl is sus. They're weird.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, because she stayed in the changing room while it was happening. Like, she's for sure in on it too. But I think a lot more people.
And she's the one that said, let's go shopping.
She is.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But they got the room comped.
Yeah, they did.
They got the room comped.
Yeah. I'm excited.
Daniel goes,
Belinda noticed Greg.
Stay if that happened.
No, we would never say. Ethan and I talked about that as well. I was like, I just feel like I wouldn't feel safe. But that's every single season.
But that guy's not going to leave because he's trying to find this owner's husband.
Yeah. In the first season, there was an armed robbery.
Yeah, but they only had, like, one day left of their trip.
Yeah.
Like, they were going home the next day.
No, he is going to Bangkok and he's leaving her there by herself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, at the moment, not the brightest. All right. Do you want to go into our Thorn and Rose of the week?
Yeah.
I think you're going to hate mine.
Okay.
You go first.
I have to just, like, do a brief explanation.
Yeah, explain Thorn and Rose.
Okay. So one of my favorite coworkers and best friends, Annie, she we were sitting, this was like a year or two ago. We were like sitting around and she was like, let's go around and do a thorn and rose. And everyone's like, oh, what is that? And it's like something bad about your week and then something good about your week.
Mhm.
And so then I introduced it on our Disney trip and
Yep.
I was like, let's do this. And now it's just something we do. It's just like
Yeah.
fun. And so a thorn is something bad about your week. A rose is something good.
Should we start with our thorns?
Okay, we'll
Okay, you
start
go
with our
first.
thorns. My thorn, you go first. I have to think actually.
Okay, so the only thorn I could think of was really dumb, because like I really didn't have many thorns this week. I didn't have any.
Yeah, this week went by fast.
Yeah, is the screen on my phone like the the like screen protector is now so cracked that like it snags my finger every time I move my finger across the screen.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna have to go get it fixed. And the last thing I want to do is go into T-Mobile and have them replace my screen, even though it would only like take 5 minutes, and I get free screen replacements.
Fair.
But like, why is it cracked so much? And I think it's because my purse is so small and I have a metal card holder that when I stick my phone in my purse and I close it, the corner of the metal pieces like crack the screen.
Last time we did Thorns and Roses, Rachel's thorn was our windows are so big in our house that we can't buy curtains.
No. This is what it was. The window down on my main floor in my living room is so long.
That is not how it was said at dinner time. Our windows are so big. That's it.
No. The window on my main floor in my living room, the biggest window in my house, is too long to do motorized curtains.
Sure.
Therefore, we're not doing curtains because my husband only wants to do motorized there.
He is a smart house. He likes everything electronic in this house.
Like the room that we're in, we're getting curtains, but only our room will be motorized because I said, Daniel, are you going to make all of our guests run the curtains on motorized like things? Like, no, they're going to get broken.
All of your guests.
Like, they need to be able to move them up and down.
Yes.
So he did let me decide not to do motorized in the guest room.
There we go.
Yeah. But anyways, downstairs is too long to do motorized because it'd be too heavy.
Mm-hmm.
And that was my thorn last week.
It was. And I loved it. I do love it.
Yeah, thank you.
My thorn. I'm trying to think of what even happened this week. This week went by really fast. I felt like we were really busy. My thorn is probably just the days are going by really fast and I'm just ready for winter to be over.
Yeah, I agree. All right, so then I guess my rose is that the weather is finally not negative degrees.
Yeah.
Like we've gone up like 70 degrees from negative 20, I feel.
Yeah.
But my overall rose was yesterday. I spent the day with my mother and Austin, and it was so much fun. Like I went and got coffee with my mom. We went grocery shopping, and then we took Austin to paint some pottery. What's your rose?
My rose is it was really nice out this week, and the days are getting longer. So the sun's out. I was really feeling the winter blues last week. It was like 20 below all week, and last week was really hard. Like it was hard for me to get out of bed and stuff. So this week it was nice to feel some of that sun on my face.
It was great.
Well, that was a wrap on our Thorns and Roses and this one. So
anything else?
No.
Say before we?
I don't think so.
All right. Well, then that's it. Bye.
Bye.